Hello everyone and welcome to day 10 of Varsity, and we are at Sports Park, and normally when we're here it's all about the football, but not today because it is rugby that is headlining Forge TV's coverage this afternoon, and it's the men's that are coming up at 1:30. It's a fixture packed with drama and history. Union, they haven't lost since 2016, and last year they took it to new heights because they embarrassed Hallam 87-12. Hallam took it personally. They've relocked, they've reloaded, and they are here today to show everyone that they mean business. It's going to be a game that you are not going to want to miss. And last week, I was lucky enough to sit down with both captains of both respective teams to discuss the game, to get an insight into how today's game is going to go.
I mean, what does Varsity mean to both of you? Like, you need to put it into a couple of words. I mean, clearly it means so much, but if you put it into words, what does it mean?
We've spoken about it as a team, and I think, especially from first and second year being involved, the feeling at full time when you get that win, it's not 80 minutes. It's not just 80 minutes; it's the full season as well. It accumulates in sort of that fixture, and then the beers after are even better.
What does it mean to you?
Like I said, it's the game you look forward to at the start of the year. You want to know the dates as soon as possible so you can know when you stop preparing. We had a meeting the other day with the team, and I said to the lads the freshers that are playing, I went, so we got some third year sets there last game for Hallam, and it's like, don't play well because it's their last game, play well because it's your first game.
In terms of kind of the strength and weakness of both teams, in your opinion, we'll start with you first. What are kind of, without going too much away, what are the strengths and weaknesses of Union? What are you looking to exploit? What are you looking to?
We're definitely looking to focus on 10 and 12 because we know they play a lot off pose and cash. So if you eliminate that factor, then you kind of revert to them just going straight through because they like to play it wide.
We play quite an open brand of rugby, quite fast. We do like to use the ball. Obviously, you got to earn that. And when you play Hallam, regardless of whatever Hallam team is going to be, they're going to be 20%, 30% extra than they are this whole season because they're playing unit. They're always going to turn up, and we know that. We know that. They're going to be out to get us early on, and that's how it goes. It's going to be a proper battle.
What's going to be the difference maker then on Wednesday? What's going to be like one thing in the game that you kind of seeing that could be the difference maker? That's how we're going. That's where we'll win.
I don't know about Hallam, but we just look to get from football. Play nice rugby, quick rugby. It's a lovely pitch at Hallam. It's not too wet, and we'll just play good rugby and hopefully match them up front, get our set piece right, and hope for a good win on the day.
So we're massive underdogs going into this fixture, and that's kind of an advantage in a way. You could look at it as there's a lot more risk on Union, and if they lose, they've lost a 7-year winning streak. If we win, it's big on both ends really, and I think that's why. So the more years they win in a row, the bigger the occasion is.
If you lose on Wednesday, how does that affect your whole season? Is it sort of like there's a dampener on the season? I can imagine it's not ruined, but is there a dampener?
Wouldn't know the feeling. So I don't know.
What about if you think?
Would it be? Well, we don't go into the game thinking we're going to lose. So I don't think. We'll just prepare as well as we can on the day. So.
Well, I mean, obviously you do that with it.
I mean, and like I said, you never get into a game expecting to lose, and if you do, you've probably halfway lost it.
Never lost a varsity before and they don't know what losing feels like, because that kind of mentality to come into a game having never lost this kind of fixture before, surely that's got to be a massive confidence boost for the young players of the team that haven't had that kind of experience, that to be with players that have consistently won at this level against your direct opposition, surely they've got to be extremely confident.
You'd think so, but then on the flip side, for Hallam, that's going to play so much to them. They're going to really want it. You know, they've been on this drought, and it's just so important for them that they do at least make it close. Even if they don't win, they've got a young team, but if they can at least keep it close and hopefully, obviously, get the win, we'll have to see how it goes. But yeah, they have to be so. When they see him cracking those jokes like that about how he doesn't know, that has to motivate them. That has to light fire under them.
Yeah, as the opposition, especially as the opposition captain, it would get you fired up and prepared to win.
They did seem pretty respectful over the thing, but you know, if you just see that kind of thing and it is a bit of an edge, you know, you see that and that is just going to bring light fire under you.
What did you make of sort of the way both of us got to take him? Because we both asked them sort of, especially the Union captain, how they were going to play. The Union said we're going to play on the front foot. You know, he was about them. With the Hallam captain, Tyler, he instantly thought, actually, it's about how we're going to stop Union. What did you make of that?
I think that was really interesting because obviously, you know, they do have a very good backline. They've got some of the stars of the team, especially on the wings. But instantly, he went to defence. That speaks to me that, I mean, we'll talk about the Union centre partnership later, but that speaks to me that they've seen that. They see that and alongside Callum Poder at 10 as the real strength of the team. And you know, for them, they're going to probably want to draw it into a bit of an arm wrestle, not want, you know, it to be too expansive rugby. It's windy today, so that could help them in terms of it. You know, it's not the easiest to throw around, but yeah, I think it was very telling. I think to me that says that they do feel like they're the underdogs, that even though they're obviously going to win and feel they're capable of winning, that they do feel like the first thing to do is not let Union play their way and then see if they can impose their style.
No, I completely agree. I think if you give Union the time and the space, seeing the attacking talent they have at the back, and especially the centre partnership, if you give them the time and space, they're gonna expose you. So it makes sense for the Hallam team to really kind of press the weaknesses and try and make it a messy game. So the messier you make it, and the more you play to the wind at the moment, it's very windy outside. If you play to that strength, then it could really open up the game.
And we saw those strengths on the footage that we watched, and hopefully it's going to be running over the top as we talk over it. But I mean, one of the key ones really that we saw, and the first thing was set pieces, and the first one that hopefully we're going to run here is the set piece. And what did you make of that, Adam?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a fantastic try, isn't it? We watched it 3 or 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
We can't still figure out.
You generally haven't got a clue. It's magic.
We need the other angle because it is really, yeah, how he gets the ball out is beyond my belief really, but they're going to have stuff dialed up. You know, that was obviously a special play they worked on the training ground. They've got data specialists in to help with that analysis, and they're going to have something dialed up for today. You'd have to imagine, but I think it does speak to that. You know, Poser, Karj, and then Hatter at 13. They've just got so much synergy, and yeah, really, that's the axis.
That was the one thing that John always say, Edston.
No, listen. Let's fucking game up it. Let's go.
And it's another attacking piece of play, not from a set piece, but this time. You noticed something here that's particularly interesting.
Yeah, so it's clear that this team have been playing together for a long time, especially at the backs. So what we're essentially looking at is this attitude to just continue the play. So by offloading the ball at the right time instead of going to ground. So a lot of teams play something called rumble rugby, where the ball goes to ground and you just constantly kind of over ruck until eventually you're at the opposition's try line. But what they've done is constant offloads, look to play creative rugby, akin to actually the Fiji Sevens team, if anyone's seen them, where real kind of creativity and flair that you don't actually usually see in these kind of matches.
And that's what we said, you know, John was always talking about that creative flair. However, we have noticed kind of looking at a weakness and actually this too much obsessing over this attacking flair and actually not kind of taking their time and instantly wanting to play out wide. And you think that's an issue, don't you?
Yeah, I think it is. It's all how they manage it, obviously, but they do need to earn that right to go out wide. They need to, you know, get the front football sorted and then be able to have that, you know, have the Hallam defence on the back foot, and that's how they're going to be able to go out wide and get the space out wide. So, yeah, they've got Jude Noble, who's a prop today, but he's played at hooker for Union, and Charlie Flinders. They're both big ball carriers that they're going to be relying on. Noble's actually the one who scored that fantastic first try. Yeah. He was on the other end of that, so we've seen he's got wheels when he's playing, you know, out wide, but also carrying up the middle. You know, he's a mobile, but he's also, you know, he's difficult to bring down. So those two will be really crucial in getting the front football, and then that allows Callum to put it out wide. And yeah, obviously Chris Hooper, who's the Union left wing, he is going to, you know, he has lightning feet, and if they do get any space, then he is going to be the one to do that. But it is all about, they can't go too wide too quickly, because we saw then they'll get isolated, they'll get turned over, and if that builds in the referee's mind that is happening a few times with Union, then that's going to be, you know, that's going to be playing into Hallam. So they need to get that dominance early on.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely spot on. And the team for today then as well, before we move to Connor, who's down pitch side for us, but the team today, we're going to have the front row then of Elphick, Dunn and a Noble. That's going to be behind
combining them with the second row of Leopard and Wild. We've then got the two flankers of Flinders and Licence. We've got flankers playing the blind side flanker and then Licence playing the open side flanker. Then we're going to have number 8, which is the captain, which is John Enstenson. Then we're going to have the scrum half and fly half of Napier and Poser. And then Douglas and Hatter are going to be playing as both your centres. And then we've got Fulford and Hooper playing left wing and right wing. And then we've got Kimpton at fullback. So that is the team for today. And if I'm correct, we're going to hand down to Connor Bragg, who's down pitch side, kind of picking up and soaking some of the atmosphere for us today. Connor, how's it like down there? It seems absolutely buzzing right now.
Yeah. Right, so I'm here right next to the dugouts. This is where all of the tactical decisions will be made throughout the day. Every decision that is made here will affect the entirety of this game. You can see all of the Hallam fans behind me, but right next to me are a bunch of Union fans. Right, Union, who do we think's going to win? Well, you've heard it here first. The Union fans feel confident. Whether the Hallam fans feel the same way, we don't know. Back to you in the studio.
And we're back. Ooh, hello, everyone. Yes, and that was a quick one. Thank you for that, Connor. I mean, he's brilliant, isn't he? On the sideline, he's going to be out throughout the game. He's going to be there second half and full time, and for the women's game that is coming up later on. So we spoke a lot about. We've just read the team out there for Union. In terms of what players stand out for you there?
Well, I mean, the fact that there are 6 freshers in this starting lineup, in the Hallam starting lineup, it shows that it is a massive contrast with Cadge Douglas for the Union of. He's been playing for 4 years now, but captain for a few of those already, and his partnership with Hatter in midfield is they've been together longer than a lot of the Hallam players have been at university. So to have that communication between the two of them, it's going to show.
And on Hallam then, I mean, and their team, there was 6 freshers this year. I mean, they have been preparing since December. They didn't start off best in the league this year, and since they've been using every single game to sort of prep for this day today. Is that going to give them an advantage? What can we expect from them with that type of preparation?
You'd think so. I mean, they've clearly been targeting this fixture. The Union have had kind of playing in a tougher league, but also then they've been closer to the top of that league and haven't also played for there. So I think it will help Hallam, but you want to be playing your best every game anyway. And from what we've seen of Union, they're not. They do seem to be clicking. They do seem to be purring. And it is in that 12-13 challenge. I quite like the balance that Hallam have got. They've got Louis Boats at 12, who's quite a heavy, crash ball player, and then you've got Ben Mansfield, who's the captain of the Hallam team at 13. He's more of a distributor, a bit more of a playmaker, thing like Henry Slade for England. So they've got that balance across the back line that I really like. But yeah, they're going to be up against it to stop Douglas and Hatter for Sheffield. But yeah, just across the team, I think having that preparation time, having that focus on, really targeting the Union is going to pay dividends, hopefully, or they'll hope.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. On top of that, I think the underdog status that they've got going into this game, obviously following last year's result, what was the score? 87-12?
87-12,
Yeah.
which is they actually scored first in that game, and clearly that annoyed Union more. Yeah.
So the fact that they've got this underdog status can actually play into their hands, because we spoke about it before in that hopefully the UOS aren't too cocky going into this, and it makes a bit of a game of it, but. If they are underdogs, which they are, the aggression's going to be there. Like, they really want to win this game. And after having such a scoreline as last year, to come out and to win this game is such a statement, especially with so many, like we said, freshies in the lineup. If they can come out and win this, they've got winners for the next however many years that they haven't had for the last few.
Well, this is the idea when we were speaking to Tyler in that VT, was sort of the idea that this is the time where they want to spark this, and he said to me they want to make varsity Hallam again. It was they had a period before 2016 where they won every single time. It kind of stops and changes, and this is where they really want to lay the foundation. I mean, the team for you today then with the Hallam team, it's got a front row of Burton, Langley, and Sellers, with the second row of Berry and Santa Maria. Great name that, Santa Maria. And then we've got the two flankers of Jerry and Brown as well. We've then got Tag lining up at your number 8 with the scrum half and fly half of, I'm going to call him TMP, that's Tyler. His second name's a real nightmare to pronounce. And then Baker lining up at fly half. We've got 2 centres then of Boats and Manderfield. Manderfield obviously the captain of this game. And then we've got Norman and Gunn lining up at right wing and left wing. And then Rudd at fullback. Adam, they haven't won since 2016. There's a lot of pressure to win this game, but also there isn't. What do you think the mindset's going to be out there?
I think it is, like you say, they're going to be really up for it. I mean, straight away, they've got to make sure it doesn't boil over, that those hits don't go too high or too late. They do need to keep a lid on it. But, yeah, I think for them, you said there is pressure and there isn't. Obviously, they want to get the win. It is about that improvement as well. But I think, especially especially, I mean, we can see the clouds rolling in as we speak, so there may be some rain coming down. I think if they can get to half-time and they're still in this contest, they've got to be feeling really good, because that means that Union haven't been able to exert that game. They haven't been able to go wide or get any gains from going wide, and they are locked in that arm wrestle. So I think for Hallam, it's a cliche, but this first 40 minutes is going to be so crucial for them for keeping in the game, and then if they are still in it in the second half, anything can happen.
I think as well, I think with Hallam what we saw is that Union, they want to play their football. For Hallam, is it about kind of being aggressive, kind of breaking things down, disrupting Union? Do you think that's what the key is for them out there?
Yeah, I do think that's the main aim of the team, to be honest. I think, especially playing into the weather conditions today, they look to be worsening behind us, and it's obviously very windy. So if you can play to the advantages that you've already got. University of Sheffield obviously have a very strong team. We've seen that over the last few years, and a lot of them have been there for those winning seasons. So you're going to have to take every advantage you can if you're playing for Hallam today, to really kind of get under their skin and take advantage of the weather.
And I do really like that, because we mentioned Santa Maria already. I mean, you've got to be a big player just to have that fit across the name without it going onto the sleeve. So he's at lock, but he is their second highest try scorer this season. He's got great hands. He is that kind of modern hybrid forward, loose forward, where he can play it. And then in the back row, I really like their balance. They've got the blindside flanker. Saul Jeffrey has got that, around the ruck. He's able to, he's going to be the main defensive threat. But then Stephen Late are really good, carrying the ball. So I really like those loose forwards. I think they are going to be that will be where they hope that they can push forward their game and really take it to Union. And like I say, if they can do that, if they can keep it in an arm wrestle, then anything can happen.
How do you see this game going then? Let's get some predictions in. Come on, both of you. Come on, Ewan. What's your prediction?
My personal prediction, I think UOS are going to be. They've got the experience. They've got the flair. I think that they will be the ones to win this game.
And you, Adam, get one prediction in. Come on.
Yeah, just very quickly, Union of Sheffield win, but I think it will be a lot closer than last year.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there we go. Right, we're going to hand over to the commentators now. This is going to be a humongous game. There's going to be tackles flying everywhere. It's going to be passion. There's going to be desire. Do not switch off your screens. We will see you for the second half.
Yes, thank you, guys. Well, we've got a great game ahead of us today, we think. Some bold predictions there. Starting off, I think we'll go for some lineups here. We're waiting for the teams to come out, which they'll be doing in a moment. Start off with Union of Sheffield, which will be starting with Tom Elphick, Cam Dunn and Jude Noble in the front row. We'll have Jamie Leppard and Tom Wild with Charlie Flinders, Ali Licence and John Estinson making up the rest of the pack. Here the teams come out now. Hello, Gregor Napier at 9 with Callum Poser at 10. Some interesting players here who are going to be dangerous. Especially at centre, we've got Kieran Hatter, partnered by Kaj Douglas. On the wings, we've got Chris Hooper and Henry Fulford with Alfie Kimpton at 15, which will be a deadly back line. We've got Ben Newslove, Nick Marsden, Ben Buckworth, Dan Tomlinson, Archie Organ, Ollie Parker and Matt Hurley making up the bench. So it will be an interesting game for sure.
Thank you. I'm Rose. Welcome to this amazing game ahead. You can see in the middle of the field the lineup. So from Hallam side, we have number 1 front player Laurie Burton and number 2 Max, and 3 Dan, 4 Luke, 4 Doms and Saul. It's number 6, number 8 players Matt and number 7 Ben. And at the back we have Taylor, number 9 and number 10 Will, number 12 Lewis, number 13 Ben, number 11 Joe, number 15 Jamie, and number 14 Jamie. And in this game, Hallam this season have 6 freshers in the first team this season. They have 5 contracted National 2 North players in the lineup, of which they are number 9, number 10, number 14, 15 and 21. Looking at the back of the game, they have won the last 3 games.
Versus the University of Sheffield.
Yeah, so we got some on the Uni upside as they get prepared to get going here. We've also got a couple of players on both sides, to be fair, who are playing North in the National North 2 League. In the Uni upside, we've got Jude Noble and Poser, Hooper, Douglas, Hatter and Kimpton all playing North National with Sheffield. But then you've also got Ollie Parker, who plays with Rotherham. And in Hallam, obviously, you've got Miller, Pickering and Bowler, Norman, Rudd and Fisher all playing North 2 as well. So some good quality players here obviously on show for us today as we get ready to kick off. We've got Uni of in the black and yellow and Hallam in maroon.
Coming to the Hallam side, so number 9, it's his third first team varsity appearance. And number 10, the National 2 North player with Sheffield Tiger, along with him, number 14. He is the top try scorer this season for Hallam. Number 15, it's his third first team varsity appearance too, and he is a National 2 North player with Sheffield Tiger, and he is the highest point scorer of this season.
Good start here for Hallam getting some territory. Just Hallam just building up the plays.
You can see the Union off now is holding the ball. They are having.
Union almost make a break there, apart from a swinging on
Good
tackle.
pass.
And they've managed to break away at the
Union
ruck.
got the ball.
Union player gets chopped down just inside, halfway through the half.
Union still in control of the ball, but Hallam is trying
That's
the best
tackle.
to tackle them.
Good tackle from Max Langley there for Hallam. And Will Baker tries to make the intercept there, but unfortunately just puts it out for a line out.
You can hear really good spirit from the spectator from both sides.
They're going to. Umpires having a bit of technical issues here, it seems. It was a knock on as it went out, so will he give scrum or a line out? Will we give a scrum? So it'll be a Uni of scrum here, halfway through, halfway inside the Hallam half. So it'll be interesting to see, because both teams have been bigging up the size of their packs and the strength of their players. So it'll be interesting to see who comes out top at the first scrum. It's always quite telling in a rugby match, the first scrum, to sort of signify how the game will go. Big push from Hallam, but they almost take it down. Now Unia playing through the middle.
Union has been making their way ahead really good. But interestingly, Hallam had a really good season for this whole in their league. They have won the last 2 games in their league as well.
Good spin there from the Union player.
Nice pass with each other. Oh, that's well lost.
Good tackle there from Hallam as they stop what could have been a dangerous break on the wing. Just building through the phases here for Union, trying to just test this Hallam defence early on. Sadly, that was a bit of a hospital pass there out wide.
But the Union still made the ball.
Again, just continuing the phases. And it's a penalty given. Penalty for Union, who take it quickly and attack quickly. Taken on by 3 different players there. Couldn't grab that cleanly, sadly, so he's not been able to pass it on, but they'll continue the line. It's just short of the line.
Union is pushing almost to the line of the try. Can Union make this try?
Union have knocked it on. They open to the try line, and he's managed to drop that, sadly.
That is very close for Union.
That will be a scrum Hallam for that. We are slightly blocked here as we're trying to see a scrum by a light pole, but this will be Hallam's first chance to put Union Sheffield under the cosh, but it's probably the position suits Union Sheffield more. Hallam will need to clear.
It is just a few steps for the Union to.
Big push there for Union.
Hallam got the ball at the moment. Can they turn off the situation?
And they will clear that for a line out. Yeah.
That's a very good kick.
That will be a line out just outside the 22 for Union. Union has so far definitely looked the most attacking threat. Hallam have barely had the ball, but it will be interesting to see what happens here at this line out. it's looking good. If they go for the line out, Uni of win the line out. They're going to go. That'll be a maul. Big push going on here from Uni of.
That's a very high tackle over there from Hallam side.
Yeah, another penalty for Uni of. Will they go for the points? Will they go for the corner? Looks like they're going to go for. Well, refs having a chat first with the Hallam captain. I think there's been multiple infringences here. I couldn't quite see what he gave that one for, but taking down the ruck, taking down the maul, that's what it is, collapsing. And they'll go for the corner. That'll be a line out 5 meters out for Uni of Sheffield. Yeah, interesting, quite early on already, Hallam's captain being given a talking to by the referee. Understanding this game will have a lot of tension in it. Another win at the line out for Sheffield. Big shove, but Hallam are holding strong. It's turned. Just short of the line. They haven't got that.
Yunyov is very close to the line. Is he gonna try?
It's going to be a yellow card to the Hallam player. 10 minutes off. Yet again for collapsing the maul. And that will be a penalty 5 meters out to Sheffield. So Hallam now down to 14 men. You felt it was coming considering the number of infringencies they've already had. And it looks like Hallam are going to go for the scrum. They know they've got, so Sheffield are going to go for the scrum. It looks like they know they've got Hallam under the cosh here in the corner.
Yunyov is pushing their way very close to the line. You can hear the cheer from the Yunyov side. It's very loud. Very good spirit here, you see him.
Big shot from Sheffield here. They hold the ball well. Arms out, advantage to Sheffield out from the referee.
Can they make this possible? Oh, that's a really good tackle for the Hallam side, number 15.
He tries to intercept that, but drops it. But they'll come back for the advantage. They'll come back for the advantage. I imagine they'll go for a scrum yet again. Yet again, though, this penalty is for collapsing at the scrum. Hallam obviously not hiding their attempts to impede the Sheffield pack. If they're not careful, you could see more cards being dished out soon by the ref. This will be, I think, the 4th scrum of the game for Sheffield. So far, the pack has dominated Hallam for sure.
Oh.
Hallam win the penalty at the scrum.
I'm not sure what is going on over there. They're gonna have a long kickoff.
And Hallam clear it.
That's a good kick for Hallam.
Just halfway inside their half. So this will be a Union of Sheffield trying to get themselves back into the corner if they can here. So far, not seen much of Hallam with the ball. Whenever they've had it, they've been stuck inside their own 22, usually by their own try line. They've mainly just been clearing it. They're going to want to change that round soon because Hallam will happily just sit in their corner for the whole game.
The two sides are very strong with each other. Oh, Yunyov got the ball
Win at the line out there, but passes to no one. High tackle there from Hallam.
That would be a penalty for number 12.
I think that's called the old seatbelt tackle. And this will be another kick to the corner for Uni of.
Very good.
Only going to make it to about the 22, but exactly where they want to have Hallam. Hallam really need to get their game together here because they're getting stuck under the cosh on their own try line so far.
15 minutes in for the game. Yunyov has been pushing their way for the second half. Very good.
I think you could say that Uniov, if anything, might actually be disappointed they've not scored yet. Oh, the line that's too far, but Uni of Sheffield will keep the ball. Line out was not straight, it turns out, so that will go back for a Hallam ball. for Hallam's scrum. Yeah, Cam Dunn will not be happy with his line out there. Another chance for Sheffield to show off their domination at the scrum, and they do show that again. But Hallam are quick to get the ball out.
The ball. Oh, this number 12 is pushing very well.
Ben Manifield gets that out wide. Jamie Rudd with the ball now on the wing. Hallam finally getting to attack. He's taken but he's put his foot in play, and that will be a line out to Sheffield just inside their 22. First glimpse of an attack there from Hallam, and they slipped through quite well there. So it's channeling their inner Jack Knoll to slip through the tackles.
That's another line-up here for both sides.
New Sheffield Cam Dunn will be hoping for a better throw this time.
This game changed really fast. They were like all the way at the far end, the other side, 2 minutes ago. I know Hallam's pushing
Hallam have not
really
committed
good.
to the maul there, and that's a poor penalty from Hallam. Disarray, it seems, for their line out there. They were not ready for the maul. And this is a chance now for Union Sheffield to clear their lines, or in fact go for the attempted kick across the field.
Very good catch for number 11.
Chris Hooper now with the ball.
It's good
sporting blonde hair. But he's tackled and the ball is ripped, but it will be a knock on from the rip. So that'll be a scrum in the middle of the pitch for Uni of. I think Hallam will want to try and focus for the rest of the game on trying to avoid any more scrums, because they've been dominated by the Uni of pack, who will definitely be pumped considering the amount of scrums they have won. Hallam still at 14 men, worth noting that as well. Uni of again with another penalty at the scrum. And they will break.
Very good pass.
Good line break. Very good run there from the Uni of player.
What number is that?
The line change. Currently out wide. Hallam, they'll come back for the penalty though, no advantage.
There's one player for Uni of, he seems to have injured his ankle.
Yeah, it's Hallam with another foul. They need to be careful here. They've obviously they're already one man down. This is a risk for them for the rest of the game. Uni of take the kick, trying to go for the corner. They will get it just outside the 22 of the Hallam half. Be another line out.
Now the game is pushing to the Hallam side again.
Hallam
That's
win their
a very good catch for
Uni
Uni
of, but knock it on, so that will be a Hallam scrum. So far, an interesting matchup, but definitely Uni of Sheffield by far the better team, and Hallam definitely lucky to probably not have more players sent off, considering how many fouls they've caused. But they're holding on. We'll see how they do at this scrum, which they've struggled at so far. It's good from the Hallam pack, but Uni of pushing hard. Hallam managed to get the ball out though, that was risky. Some lovely passing move here, and
Number 11,
Joel
who's
Gunn's
holding
on the wing.
ball,
Joel Gunn.
running.
Oh, it's a good
that's
tackle.
bad.
Good tackle, and that will be out for a line out. Players continued anyway. The referee hadn't noticed the flag had gone up, but that will be a line out on the far side for Uni of. Unlucky for Hallam there. That was a very good break from Joel Gunn there. I think that seems to be what they're trying to focus on. They seem to know they've not got the strength to hold off the pack, but whenever they get the chance to break, they are finding that space out wide to just run down the wing, even at 14 men. The Uni of players giving, Uni of fans, sorry, giving Hallam players going to warm up some chat. Always a spectacle on these varsity games. Captain's been called over yet again for a chat with the ref. This is, yeah, I expected this would happen sooner or later. Just another infringency here from Hallam. This will be a penalty for Uni of, for the Hallam player who's offside. And that's out for another line out then for Uni of.
So far, now both teams have scored. Let's see who's gonna get the first score in this game.
I think Uni of will definitely be disappointed they've not scored yet, but they are probing. But they need to be wary of that Hallam break, which we've seen twice now.
That's a very good jump catch for Union. Good scram over there.
They're going to bring in the backs, it looks like, to join in.
Oh,
they're
Union
free.
is pushing their way through.
Hallam have lost the ball completely. Union now trying to find the ball.
Oh, Union got the ball. That's good pass over there all the way to number 15. Can number 15 make his way out?
Made it across field, but they'll go back again.
Okay, Union still holding the ball.
Just probing continuously, just strength.
That's number 8.
Yeah, that's John Essence, the captain there. They'll keep going through the phases as long as they want, though. They know that they've so far they've done well with their phases.
Union still in control of the ball. It's
he goes for the grubber kick but fails
Hallam
it. But that will be a penalty to Union. Penalty there for Union.
That was very close for Union.
Trying to see what he's given that for. And they'll go for the corner. That will be another line out 5 meters out for Union Sheffield.
You can hear from Union side, they are singing very loud.
Yeah, Union fans giving a bit of stick to the Hallam fans and the Hallam players. Now for the line out from Union. One cleanly.
That's a good catch.
Cam Dunn has improved his throwing again after that
very close to the end line. And
driving for the line.
Union gonna make it this time.
Driving for the line. And it's a try for Union Sheffield, driven in from the maul.
Congrats to Union, got the first try in this game.
I couldn't see who it was that got that. I think that might be Cam Dunn, but time for Callum Poser now to try and kick the extra 2. He's in England. He's representing England North at under 20 level, so he's definitely one of the higher quality players on the pitch today. Very experienced in that sense. He'll be hoping to get off to a 100% start today. You felt that try was coming. It took longer than I think Union Sheffield had hoped for, but deserved considering their dominance so far in this game. And the wind unfortunately drags that from Callum Poser wide, but that will mean it's now 5-0 to Uni of Sheffield. Hallam will now have the ball to get us restarted. Hallam are also back at 15, will be noted. Will Baker to get us restarted here again. Oh, unlucky. Hallam player almost had a great take there, but he's knocked that on, so they will continue.
Number 14 was trying really hard to catch the ball.
And Union Sheffield will
And then
attempt
Sheffield
to break from there.
Again.
22. Oof.
They are pushing their way through.
Horrible pass there to the Sheffield player, but they'll continue.
Sheffield still holding the ball.
Again, just continue to the phases. Ooh, almost a break there.
Sheffield still have the ball. Now they're passing through to the other side. Number 4 over there still having the ball from
Hallam attempting to steal that, but no luck. New Sheffield again just continuing to probe this defence. A few afters there from some players, but nothing too severe.
Union is gradually pushing through to the other side.
Attempting to break with the inside line there.
Number 11. Still having
Chris
the ball.
Hooper's having a few good runs here, I've noticed, coming into midfield. Ooh, referee getting in the way slightly there. But that is well won back by Hallam. Ben Brown getting over the top there at the breakdown to steal that. And fat penalty given for holding on. Hallam now will try and kick for the corner as well. And they will have their first line out, I think that is, in the Uni of half of this half. Max Langley to put this in for Hallam. We'll be hoping to set up a good attack potentially here. Oh, multiple balls on the pitch.
Oh, that's
play on
so
anyway.
close. Hallam is having the ball now. Number 9 got the ball out.
Attack, yeah.
Hallam still holding the
Put
ball.
that wide. That's a little long throw over the top. Sheffield meet that though. Have Uniov have won that back though.
Oh,
well
Uniov
played
got
at
the ball.
At the maul there. Sorry, at the ruck.
The ball is at the Uniov
Ball
side.
spills out, but it will be a penalty to Hallam for offside. And they will attempt to claw back some points here by going for the posts. As Jamie Rudd will take this kick. He's their top point scorer this season in what is his third varsity appearance. So he'll be hoping to get off to a good start and get himself and Hallam on the points board. One of the first signs there of a few instances there of Sheffield Uni just showing a little bit lack of composure at the breakdown. Not seen much of that, but it's gifted Hallam an opportunity here as everyone quiets down for the kick. And he has missed the kick, so that will be a 22 dropout for Union Sheffield.
So the score at the moment is still 5-0. Union had the first try of this game. The line out gonna start up really close by to the Union side.
language you may have heard there. And Union Sheffield's getting back underway.
Oh, almost. That's good catch for number 6 from Union.
I think that may have actually been a knock on, but they'll go on anyway. Chris Hooper tried to get that in the air.
Number 1 is making his way through, and he's passing the ball to number 9.
Union continue again to play through the phases, try and break out as they get across the pitch, out wide now. But he's kept that in. He's kept that in play. He's not been taken out. Just continuing to probe in the midfield here.
So Union still holding the control of the ball.
Big hit there from the Hallam player.
Both sides
stopped
are really
in
tough.
his tracks.
Oh, that's almost a very good breakthrough for.
Some of the big lads now just coming through the middle of the rucks, trying to pick the ball up and run with it, and that is an awful pass there from Gregory Napier, unfortunately. So that will be a knock-on and a scrum to Hallam, about on the halfway line. Looks like the ref's still having some audio issues here. So Hallam to have another scrum here. An area they do need to improve on in the second half for sure when that comes around, because they've struggled against what has been a very dominant pack here for University of Sheffield. Tyler Miller-Pickering will put this in. Union of Sheffield with the shove again. However, it will be a penalty to Hallam for turning.
They're going to have a recite and another land up again.
Or for wheeling the scrum, as it were. And Hallam will put that out for a line out inside, halfway inside in fact. Uniof's 22. This is probably their best opportunity for a try of the entire game. So far they've only focused on a couple of breaks. But this will be their first real opportunity to try and damage Union Sheffield's lead. Try and claw back some points. Max Langley to put this in.
Hallam is very close to their end line. Is this going to be a good opportunity for Hallam? Oh, they just
over the top, but caught by Dom Santamaria, who is their top try scorer. But Sheffield Uni have won the penalty.
Yeah, the penalty.
Hallam wastes their opportunity, sadly for them.
Unfortunately.
Penalty for holding on and not releasing. Uni have cleared the lines.
Union has been had a really good season for this in their league. They finished third in the third tier of the University Rugby. And they had a really notable win over Doncaster Knights Academy, St Andrews University, and Leeds Beacon University. The game's still going on here. Union still holding the ball.
Again, they will attempt to play their way out the back. Big tackle there, though, from Louis Boat for Hallam. Yeah, Union just trying to look like they might try and clear their lines here, just calling in the forwards here to block. Yeah, and that will be kicked downfield.
We're gonna, it's 11.
Big contest in the air there, but Hallam come away with it.
I think 14 got the control of the
James
ball
Dorman
now.
There. Hallam's top try scorer this season. He wins that in the air in his battle with Chris Hooper. It's been an interesting one, that has. They will now attempt to try, and again, they will then play their own phases.
Hallam is in control of the ball now. Can they make their way through?
You've got James Norman out on the wing calling for that desperately, but he's not going to get it.
That's a big kick
They're
for
going to go for a
Hallam.
little kick down to the wing.
Uniov can now hold the ball again.
That'll be collected cleanly, and it's a break on the wing. But a very good tackle there from the Hallam player. That was dangerous if he didn't make that. And that will be a line out to Hallam. Game has sort of broken down a bit recently. We're stuck in the midfield. Apart from that, Hallam and the on the right side of Sheffield's try line. Otherwise, we've had literally nothing else for about 10 minutes now. Just stuck sort of yo-yoing around the middle. Hallam now will try and build.
The ball. If they can break through the strength of the Uniov side.
Little grubby kick through, but no one there. That will be
well
taken by Gregor Napier.
Both teams has just been playing the middle field for the past 5 minutes.
Cam Dunn there making a little move down the wing but getting nowhere. Bring it back infield now for Uniov.
That's a very good tackle from number 1 of Hallam side. Very strong. Oh!
Breaks on.
Oh, Uniov is trying to break through Hallam.
Tackled there as they tried to break. Ooh.
Very good tackle from Hallam
heavy tackling going on, but some
again.
Great fend there from the Uniov player.
They're still trying. Yes, Uniov is still.
Now we're seeing some of the big hits that we were told might happen in this game from the Uniov players. Very happy to take it into contact. But they will try and break along the wing now.
Oh, that's
good move. Oh, very good. He's right on the
try
line
close
here
to the
for
line
Uniov.
now, Uniov. Can Uniov make their second try in the game here?
Very close. It's literally on the try line. But the referee has stopped play. What is he given? He's given offside, so that will be a penalty to Uniov. Coach down below me calling for them to go for the scrum.
And here, very good cheer from the Uni side.
Looks like they're going to tap and go instead. Yep, tap and go.
Uniov is very close to the try line.
Uniov score another try.
Another try for Uniov.
Trying to see who that was.
Now the score going up to 10-0 for Uniov.
Just trying to confirm who that was that scored that.
Score the try.
So that's Tom Weil that has scored that try, and did they score their kick? Did they score the kick? No, I missed it. No.
That's a long kick for Hallam to start off.
Oh, good take there. That's almost been dropped. As Hallam gets restarted.
Hallam have a really strong tackle over there. But the Uniov still in control of the ball and they're still trying to break through again.
And that's a penalty for Hallam on the for offside by Union Sheffield. That'll be nicely placed in front of the post, I'd say, on the 22. The question is, do they go for the points or not? Whilst it's nicely placed, they do need to make up 2 tries. Looks like they've asked for the scrum. Uniov about to make a substitution. We'll have Andrew Dearden coming on.
Number 19 with...
Balancing up the scrum.
Number
That's
19 with number
Jamie
4.
Leopard, who's been taken off there for Uniov. Andrew Dearden on, and they will now have a Hallam scrum here on the 22 as they attempt to make back some ground. That's a good win there at the maul for Union Sheffield. Chris Hooper there, getting over the ball, strong and upright.
Now Union gonna get the control of the ball now. Gonna have a long takeoff. Now the... Ooh, Hallam get hold of the ball.
It's well kept in there by Hallam.
Oh, Union got the turn of the ball and they're trying to make way all the way through.
Yeah, Union
Good
back with
pass
the ball
over
in
there.
the midfield again.
All the way.
Oh, it's well, it's good line speed there.
Very
from,
good tackle
Joel
from
Gunn
Hallam.
Shane there from Union.
Unfortunately, that's a miss for Union.
Poor pass, that goes straight out for a line out for Hallam. Safe to say Tomwa will not be happy with his pass there.
Now the game is back to the middle field again. Oh, very...
Yeah, that'll be a penalty to Hallam.
Hallam.
That's Jonas, the captain there, sadly wasn't controlling himself and he jumped across the line, touching the Hallam jumper, which you're not allowed to do. This will be kicked out for a line out on the 22 for Hallam. Again, that's only their second time with a line out down here. Hoping to try and make something more of it this time as they look to claw back the 12 points they've lost so far. Max Langley puts that in, it's well taken in the air there at the line out.
Hallam is trying to make their way. Number 5 is holding the...
That's Dom Santamaria, their second highest try scorer this season. He's looking to make some ground. Hallam in front of the post now, putting it out wide. Not got many options. Good tackle there from Uniov as Hallam continue to have the ball. Immediately rebuffed by the strong Uniov defence, but Hallam continue to probe this line. And that's advantage for them as well now. They'll continue to try and make use of this while they can. And it's a good break there.
Oh, that's
and a try for
Hallam.
James Norman there breaking through. He's their top try scorer this season, so it makes sense that he would be perfectly placed to put that in. And they've clawed back some points.
Yeah, so now the score is 10-5 with 2 tries of Union and 1 try of Hallam. The top scorer, number 15, who just got 5 points for his team.
Jamie Rudd now to take the kick. This is right in front of the post, so you'd imagine it would be a formality for him. But he will use all the 90 seconds that he has.
He missed the first penalty kick.
The wind has picked up here, I will point that out, but you would say he should be putting this through.
Mm-hmm.
And he does.
Yeah,
so that's the end of the half as well. So 12-7 at half time. A dominating display from Uni of Sheffield, but Hallam at the end slowly clawing their way back into this game. We'll be interested to see how the second half plays out.
Well, that last try from Hallam at the end of the second half changes everything. It's looking like it was going all of Uni of's way, but Hallam, well, they had something to say about it, especially Norman as well, who was the man who went under the post to make it 12-7. The 2 tries before that then came from Dunn, and who was the other one it came from as well? Tom Wild, there we go. See, we're all on the same connection. We're on the same level there. But what a brilliant half of rugby, and that second half is going to be something incredible. We'll dive into this then because there's a couple of talking points that we want to talk about. Number one that really stood out to us, and especially you two here, was the power that Uni of had, Harry. You mentioned it there, and that led to really both their tries and also stopping a couple of tries down the other end as well.
Well, I mean, we spoke about the back play a lot in the build-up to this, but we almost forgot to talk about how powerful the forwards can be and how detrimental, it can be to the result. So when we look at what's happened just now, the forward play was way stronger for Uni of Sheffield, like much stronger. We're talking every kind of ruck, every scrum they dominated, which is why, weirdly, in the build-up to this, we were expecting them to go wide and use their attacking talent, but what actually happened was the forwards obviously maintained that centralised kind of pressure, and it's worked.
I think it's really interesting because they did very early on, then we did see them trying to play how we expected to in the warm-up, and it did really well. They had a few handling errors. There was, I believe it was the number 8, Esterson, dropped the ball when it was looking like a walkover try very early on. It was really perfect opening for Uni of until they got that drop. So it felt like they were trying to do that early on, but that's not really come off. They were, they weren't able to make it stick, and actually Hallam were threatening down the other end. So it looks like they have just decided, let's calm it down, let's just, make it a bit simpler, a bit less complex, and actually play to our strengths, which is, as we say, they are really hurting them in the maul, in the scrum, when they're carrying through the forwards, and that's what Hallam need to deal with in the second half.
Which I guess that's a hallmark of a good team, isn't it, really? Because like we said Uni of really likes to play one way, and John said that actually that's the way they were going to play, and that was the way they wanted to play. However, the fact they've been able to adapt shows how good of a side Uni of are.
Exactly. I think, like you said, if you can adapt to face any opposition, like you said, it's a sign of a fantastic team. I mean, they went out with one game plan, which was to play their brand of creative rugby. It wasn't working, and what they've done is they've been able to see the weakness in Hallam's team, which is the strength and the weight of the forwards, and they've just been able to exploit that.
And they've got those leaders, obviously, Carter Douglas in the backs, John the captain, and they've got a few more players who it's their last game as well, so they have got those leaders across the team who clearly made that decision to actually pivot and go, no, this is what we're strongest with today, let's focus on getting the win.
And Hallam have had to change as well, haven't they? Because in the opening 5-10 minutes, and actually both captains said that to me when I had a conversation with them. I said to them, you're going to adapt for the way it was, and they were like, we are. The 5-10 minutes is going to be different to the way the second half goes, and so on. So for Hallam though, they went out there and they wanted to play counter-attacking rugby, didn't they? They absorbed a lot of the pressure early on, and actually twice they got down the right-hand side, didn't they? They were away.
Good breaks. Massively. I mean, we were expecting Hallam to almost take the fight to them, kind of be a bit scrappy. But in terms of the back play, some of the breakaways they've had have been fantastic. We're talking 70-yard runs where they're doing little offloads and stuff. Especially with that try at the end there was a real kind of slick bit of hand movement that secured that for them.
Yeah, the interplay has been fantastic. There was that first one where I think it was 10, 12, 13, 11, 15. So they all, everyone involved, everyone on the shoulder, because that's really, that's the mark of, it's not, you don't need talent for that, but you do need effort, you need drive, you need commitment, and that's what we talked about. They're hungry for this, and you can see that whenever they're breaking forward, there are players on the shoulders. There was one later on where it was breaking down. He nearly got the offload away to Gunn, so that's 2 tries that Gunn could have had, and obviously we've seen Norman go over in the end for that score, which I think they did deserve from the chances they've had. So they're definitely up for this, but more than that, they are actually creating those chances, and I think Uni of do need to look at their defence out wide a bit. We highlighted once they do make that first stop against them, it's really difficult for them to get going again, but you know, when off set plays, if they don't get that first stop, if Hallam are getting to the outside and making that space, then they have got the guys on the outside who can really Uni off. And yeah, I think they just need to look at that, making sure they keep them within defence.
And I think as well, I mean, we were talking about the Uni Office adaptability, but Hallam's adaptability as well. Because like you said, they didn't go out wide through that one, they went through the middle, didn't they? So really, I mean, that shows how well they've done to adapt and actually kind of play to what Uni have been going. And that try at the end is huge, isn't it?
Yeah, massively. I mean, they were at risk of kind of being played out of the game a little bit, because going into the second half having not got any points can hurt you, especially missing that penalty early on in the half. So it can really change the game going in with 0 points. So it's massive for them, especially at the depth of the half. Like, you can't wish anything more for a Hallam fan.
Yeah, exactly. And we've got more Conor Bragger down on the sideline right now. So as long as we could be talking all day about football, we do need to get to Conor because he's with more fans down there. And I mean, I can hear it's a fantastic atmosphere from inside the studio. So Conor, it must be absolutely brilliant out there.
Right, you might not be able to hear me because the Union fans are going absolutely ballistic behind me. It might be a really close game, but I don't think Union are considering for a second that they're going to lose this game. Do you guys think you're going to lose this game? Yeah, they do not have any inkling that they're going to lose this. Although it's close, in their heads it's not. It's still going to be Union's in their heads. But Hallam have put up a great fight so far. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Conor, for that. I mean, that's absolutely brilliant, isn't it? He's fantastic, isn't he, Conor? He's getting the fans out there all riled up. Don't get too riled up, though, Conor. We don't want any issues out there. We'll look forward then towards more of the second half now then, and kind of what we were expecting to see. I'll start with you, Adam. Well, what would you expect from both teams there out in the second half? What were the changes?
I mean, I think for Union, it's just following those changes. It's keeping it through the forwards, and for Hallam, it's just staying in it. I mean, we saw once they do get into Union's 22, they were able to come away with those points. So for them, I think they will be pleased to only be 5 points down, and it's just now whether they can keep hanging with them and hopefully get a few of those breakaway tries that we've seen they're capable of.
Yeah, what do you think?
No, I completely agree. I think it's their game now. They've got to really take it to the opposition and see if they can get some points on the board. Simple as.
It really is simple. Go on then. Prediction for second half. Do you think Hallam going to make a comeback?
I quite fancy them, you know. I think it depends on how they want to play, I suppose. If they keep playing it through the backs and working it like that, and Union allow them to do that, I don't see why they can't score a few more points.
Yeah, it does depend on the bench. Union have got a few more experienced players on the bench, so that may come into it. But I still think it's with Union, but Hallam will be the happier after that half. And yeah, I think Union, but maybe by 1 score, 2 scores.
Well, let's stop talking then, because I think he's literally about to get out of the way there. The kicker is about to get it on, so let's get over to the action on the pitch. This one is going to explode.
Will Baker now getting us started yet again. Oh, not taking well though, your Sheffield players. And that will be a great kick ultimately, because it's won them so much territory. They'll have a scrum now inside the Union Sheffield half. Hallam obviously they managed to make up some points at the end of the first half, sorry. They're currently losing at 12-7. This has now put them in a great position to try and claw back to level terms or even ahead. Question though is it's a scrum which they have struggled with so far, so we'll see how they cope at the first scrum of this second half. Charlie Miller-Pickering puts that in and it'll have a penalty. Penalty to Hallam now.
Okay, we'll come back from this.
Given for collapse, I think he said there. And that will be an easy kick then to just short of the 5 metre mark for another line out for Hallam. Yeah, Max Lang going to put this in for Hallam now. Can they make this line out count? Big shove there from Hallam, but Union Sheffield holding strong. But all the backs are coming in for Hallam as they push the line.
Pushing their line.
How have they got that over?
It's
they haven't.
Very close for
That'll
Hallam.
be brought back for a Hallam penalty. for collapsing, and a yellow card for Union Sheffield.
So Union now is down to 14 players with 15
Penalty for
players.
Hallam, who now have the upper hand and a one-man advantage. And they take it quickly, and they're going for that. Good tackle there from the Union Sheffield defence.
Two teams are very close to the try line for
Jude
Hallam.
Noble sent off, by the way. Hallam now continuing to play. Little spin from Tyler Pickering. Trying to tell what the decision's been given here. I think he's said it's been held up. Ref not being very clear, but he's talking to the Union Sheffield players. Not very good start for Union Sheffield here. They may have the lead, but they do look a little bit rattled in the corner. It's that Hallam ball. Was that a substitution for Union, by the way? Was that a yellow card? I didn't see the referee brandishing one, but I've seen a Union player running off. Hallam scrum as they look to make their advantage count. Good tackle from the Union Sheffield defence.
That's a very strong tackle.
It wasn't a yellow card, just a substitution. Hallam though continuing to try and get this forced away over the line.
Very close. They're 1 meter away from the try line.
In some very windy conditions.
If Hallam can make this try, they're gonna turn off the score.
Will Baker trying to find some space, but getting nowhere. Big tackle there from the Union Sheffield player, but it'll be a penalty to Hallam. And another yellow card as well. So Union Sheffield down to 13 men, which is not ideal for them as they attempt to try and hold this lead. They'll be disappointed with this start to the second half, which is so different to how they played in that first half.
Union has been having a really good game so far. They are scoring 12 with 5 score leading the
Hallam will
Hallam.
now have a scrum.
Very close to their try line.
It's Charlie Flinders, by the way, who's shown the yellow. Hallam going for the scrum again, trying to go against what is a weakened pack. Up against 13 men, you imagine they should find their way over the line sooner rather than later, but still rebuffed by a very
good
robust
tackle from
defence.
Union.
Continuing to be dealt with quite well by what is obviously a limited defence now.
They're so close to their try line.
What's happened there? And that's
they
get over the try line, but it's held up, which will mean it will be a dropout, try line dropout for Union. Kicked all the way down the middle, and Will Baker will take that for Hallam.
That's
up to the 22.
Number 1 from Hallam is trying to do the breakthrough, but the tackle from Union is very strong. They're passing all the way back. Now it's passed to number 30 at Hallam. Very good tackle from Union.
Yeah, Hallam just trying to. Hallam really need to make this 2-man advantage count now. if they can't make this count, then it will be a very difficult half still for them, you imagine.
They
Big
had a
tackle
really
there
tough-
from the Union Sheffield players, and they've won
Union
the
is
ball
now
back
having the
and have advantage as well for knock-on. And yeah, the referee will bring it back for the knock-on. That will be a scrum to Union Sheffield inside their 22. It was an interesting tackle. I saw a bit of acrobatics there, and somehow the ball was ripped in the middle of that.
Union is showing really good defense at this part of half, the past 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think Union Sheffield, they'll win this ball. They may decide to just get rid of it. Not necessarily shaping up for it from the looks of it, but at the moment it's damage limitations whilst they are 2 men down.
Yeah, Union only have 13 people.
And that will be a Hallam penalty. Poor for Union Sheffield there at the breakdown after the scrum. As Hallam take it quickly and attempt to try and hit the try line.
That's a line on for Hallam.
Another big tackle. Look like they're trying to hold him up, but Hallam's still got the ball.
Number
And
10's
they
running
will
all
have
the
a
way
try.
through.
Will Baker
Another
scoring
try
for Hallam.
Now the score going to be even with 12 with 12. Union Hallam.
Will Baker equalising there now at 12-12. And if
This
they
is
were
a
to score
big
the
point
conversion,
for the game.
if they score the conversion, that will be Hallam ahead. Waiting to see how this ends up.
That's a very exciting game we have ahead here.
Yeah, those two yellow cards have definitely done a lot of damage to Union Sheffield. One's bad enough, but two within quick succession is not ideal for them. But Hallam will be happy nonetheless, as they can now try and put themselves ahead. They're at the very least level.
It's number 15, Jamie again. He is a highest.
Yeah, another easy kick for him as he puts that through. So that will be Hallam 14, Union Sheffield 12.
Union now is 2 score down with Hallam. With the leading for the first half all the way. Now Union got 2 score to catch up with.
Union Sheffield to get us restarted here then.
It's been a really good season for both teams. Hallam have won the past 3 games for the whole season. That's a very good catch for Hallam.
Joe Gunn there, catching for Hallam. The bandaged up head. And a slip from Gregor Napier, and a good tackle though from Hallam.
Oh, that's almost.
Union Sheffield now trying to make something out of this possession in the Hallam half. Ball spills about, but that is a breaking down of play by the Hallam players on a knock on, and that will be a scrum to Uni of Sheffield. Just a bit too quick for himself, I think, Tyler Miller-Pickering. Done 2 men. You'd be interested to see how Union Sheffield do, how damaged the yellow cards are, considering that they were quite dominant at the scrum in the first half. And yet again they're dominant, and they'll win a penalty.
Another penalty for Union.
And they take it quickly, but not from the mark. So that will be brought back by the referee.
Another line out.
Question is, do they take the points? Yep, they will take the points. Tactically makes sense. In front of the post, but there is a strong wind, so that is there to factor. So not an easy kick nonetheless. It's Callum Poser as we said, an England North under-20 player, and also plays in the National North 2 with quite a few of the players on both sides.
I think there are 8 from the Uni Off side and 5 from Hallam side playing for the National 2 North League.
This kick to put Uni of ahead again.
Can Uni Off make the score even again with this penalty? Oh.
And they did put that through.
Uni Off gone! So now the score is going upwards. Hallam 14 and Uni Off 15. Uni Off is taking the lead back on.
It's a tight affair, this. I was worried for Hallam in the first 20 minutes of the first half that they were potentially going to get drummed, but they've held on, and it's actually quite a tight game ultimately. Obviously 2 yellow cards for Uni Off has definitely not helped their chances.
Oh, that's very great.
I will point out as well that we're back at 14 for Uni of. Waiting on one more to come back on. Some good ruck play for Uni of and Hallam here, disrupting each other. And that will be lobbed down the middle of the pitch.
Another kick from Hallam.
Will Baker putting that straight back, but that will be too much on that. And that will be a dropout from the try line for Uni of. I think Hallam will count themselves lucky that ball didn't roll one more roll there, because if that got one more roll, it would have been taken all the way back to their half. So they'll be pleased that it didn't go that badly. Still waiting for the second yellow card to be over, as Uni of clear it downfield, and that will be caught by Jamie Rudd.
Oh, that's a knock-off for Hallam.
An awful pass.
Catch.
Will Baker was not ready for that, as you can tell from the Uni Sheffield fans, who are quite happy to see that awful pass and knock on. And that'll be a scrum in the midfield for Uni of. It's a bit of miscommunication there.
Now the game is back on the midfield again. But it's one score difference of the two teams, 15 and 14. Uni taking the lead at the moment.
This has been a strong point, as we know already, for Uni of today, so we'll see how they do at this scrum. Still a man down. That looks like he's getting ready to come back on soon, though.
Yeah, Uni of is missing the left wing over there.
And that's an immediate penalty for Uni of. Yet another infringement at the scrum for Hallam. This is a not looking good for them. They've already had warnings at the beginning of the match. They managed to tone it down in the first half, but slowly since they scored, they've gone back to their old ways at the breakdown in the scrum. Ben Munderfield's given a few words by the ref about the conduct of his players. Union Sheffield now to try and kick this out for a line out, and that will be off the roof and into the fans. Getting a step closer now for Union Sheffield to the try line. They'll want to make good use of this. And Union Sheffield are also back at full contingent now, full 15v15.
Whoa, that's a nice. Oh!
That is the refs have judged that to have gone forward.
Oh.
So that will be a Hallam scrum. Little bits of chat going on between the two teams, but nothing so far outside of that, thankfully. So Hallam scrum here. Union Sheffield unfortunately wasting their line out. Hallam break. They've got that cleanly, and scrum was going nowhere. It didn't move at all, basically.
That's an interesting pass all the way back.
Oh, the Uni Sheffield player has misjudged that in the wind.
That's a
knocked that on.
For Union. Very unfortunate.
That will be a Hallam scrum.
That's gonna lead
not
penalty.
Far off the 22.
All the way, very close to their try line.
Can Hallam make this count?
Another scrum from Hallam's side. It's already started.
Scrum stagnates, but it will be a Hallam penalty,
Hallam
which is
penalty
taken
again.
quickly.
Oh, number 21 trying to break through.
That's
All the way.
that's Elliot
Number 7
Fisher.
is getting it. That's a very strong tackle from Union offside.
And, they'll bring that back for a Hallam penalty.
Hallam is still in control.
Here's the question. They've got a penalty. What do they choose? Because they're only 1 point behind. Do they try and stack the points, go for the corner, or do they go for the posts? And it looks like they're going to go for the posts. They've brought Jamie Rudd forward, so yep, they're going to go for the posts. They're going to try and just slot in a penalty for a 2 point lead if they can.
Number 15 again, their top scorer.
He missed his penalty earlier in the game, so this is his second attempt to put one through.
He has won over 7 scores for his team this game. And
it is a good kick, which does go through. So that's now Hallam on 17, Union on 15.
15 was Hallam with 2 points, leading the game again.
Some substitutions being made for both sides, just freshening the legs. This is a tight affair.
Also now the number of the players are back to even. Now it was 15 to 15.
And Union gets restarted again as
Hallam
don't collect.
Unfortunate catch.
Luke Berry sporting an interesting hairstyle. He unfortunately knocks that on for Hallam, and that will be a scrum to Union after they also knocked it on afterwards. In a good position if they were to win a penalty potentially.
Then that would break the score for Union. It was 1 point if they get a penalty.
Both sides maybe a little bit apprehensive about kickings because of the wind, but
it's
in such a tight affair. In such a tight affair, they may choose to still try and go for the post if they were to win a penalty. Let's see if Hallam can cope with the scrum. They've given a few penalties away in recent ones, so we'll see what happens here. And that's a big push from the Hallam scrum.
Ooh.
We've not seen that all game.
Oh, that's.
But Union retain
Number
the ball.
8 was a captain holding the ball, trying to break through. Union still holding the. Oh,
big hit there.
That's a.
From the Uni player.
Oh,
Very flat ball that was, but Hallam will manage to get a boot and just kick it downfield, and it's not taken well by the Union player.
Hallam got the.
Hallam will retain the ball.
Of the ball now.
Just inside the Union half. As Jamie Rudd kicks that ball downfield onto the 22, but the Union have got that back then. Bit of tennis back and forth. That would be a Hallam penalty inside the Uni of half for holding on. Can't see who that was, but one of the Hallam players getting over the top there very well and staying on his feet to hold the player in. Mulberg to put this into touch for a line out for Hallam. That's a good kick. He's made some good meters there, so they are going to be inside the Uni of 22 for a dangerous line out. Let's see if they if Hallam can make this one count. It's only a 2-point lead, so they'll want to extend the score as much as possible, as soon as possible, especially with Uni of looking quite dangerous in the Hallam 22 when they get there. We'll say as well, we've had Ben Brown of Hallam come off and Andrew Dearden come on. And Hallam have lost the ball at the line out, so Uni of will retain possession here inside their 22.
Now Uni of is held back in control of the ball, and they're trying to break through all the tackles from the Hallam side.
Uni of trying to sort of just move the Hallam defensive line around, and it looks like they're on for a potential break here. It's a very good run by the Uni of player.
Number 10.
As they're up to the halfway line.
Can Uni of bring this all the way back to the try line?
Some big hits, but that's...
Oh, I think Hallam got the ball.
Barney Pryor there ripping that in the tackle.
Hallam got back in control of the ball again.
Big hit there from Uni of double teaming Patrick Licence.
Hallam still in control of the ball. Oh, that's a kick over there.
Little kick over the top there from Will Baker, who's continued his run, but he's taken down.
Number 10 is also contracted Northern.
Uni of though will rip that from him, and they will themselves try to break. Bit of a hospital pass, but somehow Uni of Sheffield will retain that. Little tackle via the shirt pull, but they'll bring that back for the advantage.
That's a knock. Oh,
as there is a knock on in there.
Yeah, that's a knock on over there, Uni offside.
See Ollie Parker looking to come on for Uni of Sheffield in a minute. He's England Midlands under 20 player and plays with Rotherham in the National North 2. Hallam taking their time here to set.
Let's have the line up again.
Uni of Sheffield looking to punt this downfield for a line out. Just gaining more territory.
It's a long kick from the start of. Oh, that's off kick.
And they'll be short of the 22, but still in a good position inside the Hallam half, as Uni of Sheffield will look to claw back the 2-point lead that Hallam have.
Substitution from the Uni offside. Oh yeah, number 19 is going to switch over.
Gregor Napier off for Uni of.
So number 2.
Sorry, no, Cam Dunn, sorry, is what I mean.
So now
good line out there.
Have Dan Tomlinson, number 19.
Big push, the backs are starting to get called in potentially. 2 have already come forward. Uni of Sheffield have broken clear of the maul.
Oh, Uni of is pushing their way through. Very close to the
Now
try.
going to test this defence from Hallam.
Can Uni of make the ball over the try line this time? Oh, that's very close for Uni of.
big,
only
big push
1
there.
meter away.
Right up against the try line now.
Can Union make the
Will
lead
Holland's defense
again
hold?
with this try?
And that will be a try
for
to
Union!
Union. That will be a try for Union Sheffield.
Which gonna make the score now lead Union back and lead again.
That was all brute force. Didn't see who scored that, but that's still a very good try. You can hear the fans below are very
good
happy.
cheer from the fan of Union.
Now just wait to see if they can put the conversion through. And the 2 points are put through, so that will be Union leading Hallam 22-17.
Now Union is back at the lead with 5 points over Hallam.
That was Matt Hurley, by the way, putting the points through.
It's a very exciting game today. Like, they have been even taking over each other for the whole game.
Yeah, and it's with a 5-point lead, Hallam have to score a try at least to tie.
Make their way back.
And Hallam gets back underway again. Kick deep into the 22, and that will bounce and go out for a line out for Union. Can't say I've already felt a few drops hitting, so I think there may potentially be rain on the way to add to the wind. So defensive line here for Union, they'll want to get rid of this, but knowing how they've been doing so far, they'll want to maybe even try and just run it out.
Nice catch from the Union side.
A good pick, but that will be a Hallam penalty. Sorry, Hallam free kick for the Union player jumping across the line. Beautiful position for Hallam here. They will want to make this count considering the deficit.
That's another scrum over there, very close for Hallam to get through the try line.
Can they make this scrum count?
They already got the ball started.
Scrum seems to have stagnated immediately, so Hallam but will take that ball out.
Very good strong tackle from Union offside.
Seemed to have limited runners there, so there wasn't too much for the Elliot Fisher to choose. And that will be another penalty to Hallam as they will break clear. Elliot Fisher trying to run for the try line, but tackled short.
Hallam is very close to their try line. Can they score this try to make the score back?
Union trying to hold the player up. This is great defense there, and they've come away with the ball as well.
Union get the own hold of the ball. Good tackle, good defense for Union.
Yeah, Union now, they'll just clear that.
Very good off kick.
That's very good defense as they put that out.
He just turned the situation around. Hallam was so close to try line. And now he's going to be pushed almost back to the midfield again.
Yeah, Hallam will have this line out just inside the half, the Union half.
The Union offense side has had really good spirit during the whole game. You can hear they are cheering again, singing very loud at the scene.
And in fact, it's given as a penalty, so it's a put out for a line out just inside the Hallam half. Didn't quite see what reason was given by the ref there, but Union fans with their players so close to them now, giving all the support they can. It's a good line out from Union, and they will heave here, as it were.
Oh, I can see the square with number
More.
5.
Yep,
Holding
more players
very strong
coming
of
in to
each
join
side.
now.
Oh,
That's advantage
that's-
for collapsing as Union continue to heave forward.
but the
And that'll be
referee
brought
is
back for
saying
penalty,
it's
and
a
it will also
penalty
be
for
a yellow
Union.
card for Barney Pryor
Oh,
for collapsing the mall.
so now Harlem is a one-man dance. It's
Right in
like
front of
14.
the Union fans, as you might be able to tell, so they're letting him know what they think. So that'll be a penalty then to Union, Hallam collapsing them all, and Hallam are now down to 14 men.
Good kick over there.
Union will have a line out then, not too far off the try line, about 10 metres out. Just waiting for a rugby ball to be sent onto the pitch.
Very
And
good
that's
catch
well
from
taken
Union
by
offside.
Union.
Union offside is
And they will
Oh,
break,
they're
the mall
making
will
their
break clear
way
here.
through.
Lost everyone.
This is very close for Union to get another
We're up
try.
to
Can
5
they?
metres out. About 3 metres now.
They're probably just only 1 meter away from the line now. Can they make their way through and get another try and make this?
Still short for Union.
This is a very good opportunity for Union to taking this firm lead if they can make this try.
Next off on the events coming up at 3 o'clock.
And Union, have they got that down?
On football 3.
And that's held up. According to the linesman, he's seen that as held up, and the referee with that. So that will be a drop out from the try line for Hallam.
That's very close for Union. They're gonna start off from the try line, Hallam side again. Oh no, the sun is out. It's so much nicer now.
You know, the weather has suddenly improved. Both teams hoping that might be a positive sign for either of them. As Uni collect the ball, Gregor Napier slipping again, as he did earlier, but slipping into the tackle, and Union will retain the ball.
Oh,
Big
Union
run
is
there from one of their
taking up the-
forwards, and that is a high tackle from the Hallam player. Advantage as the
Union.
referee puts his arm out.
Hallam is showing very strong
5
tackle and
metres short of the
defense.
line for Union.
Union is pushing through very well from the middle line. All the way now, it's almost to the try line again. Very strong tackle from Hallam side, number 8.
Remember Hallam down to 14 men, so we'll see how this goes. And he's gone
Oh,
for
they're
the
taking a
drop kick, but it's
kick.
failed. But they had the advantage, so they'll bring that back for the penalty for the high tackle. Union coach getting in trouble down below us. I can see as he's walked too far down the pitch. Just letting him know. It will be a shot at goal for Union. That is what they have chosen.
Number 22.
Yeah, Matt Hurley to take the kick. Score one earlier.
Is Union going to take a firm lead with this penalty with a 3 points?
Yeah, this is for a 25 points, which will put them on an 8-point lead.
It's very windy at the moment. Can Union make this kick?
And they do,
Yeah,
so that
that's
will be 25
right through the
points
hole for
Uni,
Union.
who will lead to Hallam's 17.
And there is a substitution for Hallam with number 22 with number 11.
So Sam Thomas coming on for Hallam.
And another one, number 8 with...
It's number 8 coming off. Matt Tagg, the vice captain. This is a this is interesting now for Hallam, because that means that a converted try is not enough to even tie. So they will need not just a try, but it's a try and a penalty to equalise, a converted try and a penalty to go ahead, is what they're aiming for at the moment. Will Baker to get us back underway again here. Little kick towards Sheffield Uni. Not well taken by the Uni of player, but adjudged to have gone backwards. So they will continue in possession. And a chance to break away on the outside here. There's Chris Hooper there who just kicks that straight out. So that will be a Hallam line out just outside the Uni of 22.
Midfield, yeah. Okay, there's more substitution.
Being made. See Archie Organ coming on, and Ben Buckworth for Uni of. Looks like game's done for these two players. Hallam win the line out, and will look to attack. As I said, they need more than just a converted try, but that pass isn't very good, and that will go up for a Uni of line out. About 30 metres out from their own try line.
There seems an injury from Hallam's side.
It looks like a player with potentially some cramp in the middle here.
It's been a long game.
Yeah, he's might see a bit more of that coming around soon as the game progresses. That was Will Baker down.
Yeah.
Or have they given this as a Hallam line out? Apparently it's a Hallam line out. And
Hallam got a high catch of the ball. Very strong tackle from Yunyof.
And a break.
Oh,
Hallam's very good tackle.
Number 21, is he gonna make all the way through?
He is.
Oh my God, number 21 make all the way
Fisher
through for his try.
Scoring a very good try there for Hallam. Just so slippery, none of the players seem to be able to grab a hold of him. He broke at least 3 tackles there. But the linesman being surrounded here by the Uni of players.
That's very good play from 21, Elliot Fisher. He ran all the way, breaks through all the defense, all the way through to the try line, and scored another conversion.
Quick kick there from Jamie Rudd, and that's another 7 points.
for Hallam. So
which
now
puts
the
them on
score.
24 to Uniov's 25.
It's only 1 point. Uniov is still slightly leading this game with 1 point advantage, with 25 vs 24 to Hallam.
Uniov will want to make sure that they look after the ball now when they have it.
Also,
and
it's gonna
not give away any silly penalties inside their half.
Can Uniov take the lead all throughout the whole game?
Yet again, waiting for a ball.
Yeah, hear very loud cheer from the Uniov side again. The spirit has been really good the whole game.
Put right into the corner there by Unia's chef, and Hallam will take on that.
Very good,
strong defence there from Uniov, and they will walk all over this ruck.
I think that's
and
going
they
to be
have won the
another
ball.
layout.
But it will be a penalty to Hallam, as the Uniov player was off his feet going in. And Hallam clear that. That will be a line out. About 10 metres, 5 to 10 metres and a half. Reminder of the score, it's Uniov 25, Hallam 24. So Hallam in need of the next point. Well, one of the line out, but put straight out of play, and it's going to be a penalty. Makes sense because he has the number 5, Tom Wild, has jumped across the line.
It's gonna push the game still back.
So
in the
a penalty
middle
to
line.
Hallam, so they can gain even more territory from this.
That's a very long game from
Which
Hallam
they
side.
do. They're just short of the Uniov 22, which is a brilliant position for them. It's exactly what they need to try and take back the lead.
It's gonna push Hallam to all the way, almost to the try line again.
Oh, there's 2 balls on the pitch. Patrick Lyson's looking around with disbelief at that, but I think that was his own fans that were actually putting that on the pitch.
Uniov got the ball again.
Uniov, poor line out from Patrick Lyson.
Very strong tackle from Hallam side.
Slow floating ball. That's going to be pushed straight out for the win for Uniov, who have won this game 25-24.
With
Such a tight game,
point.
and definitely deserved considering their opening game, but Hallam fought very hard and very well to come back to such a tight scoreline. And I remind you the final score, Uniov 25, Hallam 24.
Congrats to the Uniov side to win this game. The spirit for Uniov side is very good today. You can see all the fans scrum in the pitch now.
Huge round of applause for both teams. Congratulations to Uni of Sheffield for winning. Great support for both universities. On behalf of the sports park, thank you to everyone involved and being respectful. Next event coming up in the cricket hall.
Yes, that was drama, wasn't it? That was absolutely drama. I was loving every second of that, my word. I mean, I'm lost for words. Honestly, the only one that comes on is drama. That was fantastic. I mean, Hallam came out, they started the second half like they ended the first. They were on the front foot, they were aggressive, they were looking to exploit Union. Exactly that. Union got reduced down to 13 men. Hallam took advantage, but Union were wise. They were streetwise, they took their chances. When they came to them, they got themselves into the game. And then as soon as we thought, oh, Union have got this wrapped up, Hallam only then go and score a try, and then
They get a penalty, and then we see all the kids going. Honestly, I'm absolutely lost for words. That was a fantastic game of rugby. We're very privileged to have watched that. I mean, we'll go to you first, Adam. What were your thoughts on that?
It's everything you want from a fixture, isn't it? It's, you know, as we say, drama, it ebbed and flowed. Both teams had their times in the ascendancy, and I thought it was over about 4 or 5 times there. Yeah. At the end, I mean, the clubs out there on the pitch celebrating behind us, it was just absolutely huge win for the Uni of, and Hallam, you could tell they really wanted it. They'll be gutted, but they have to be so proud as well. After last season was obviously a blowout win for Uni of, to come back, to go so close, and to have a young team that they can build around for next season. I think there are a lot of positives they take from it, but anyone who was watching that was privileged. It was just a fantastic game to watch.
Yeah, and like you said, what a game of rugby. I mean, I think Hallam can hold themselves, they've done themselves proud, really, haven't they? To come from, if you can hear the music behind me, they've come from, last year, getting absolutely battered. This year, they've really kind of put up a massive fight. We were all, just before we came in here, running outside, like running back and forth, trying to figure out what exactly was going on, because we weren't really sure what the scoreline was going to be. So, yeah, we've all had a great time, and the crowd as well.
Yeah, I mean, what are the mindsets of the two teams right now? Like, you know, we saw literally, if you look behind us now, outside the Hallam team, they're all crouched down there in a team talk, and the Uni of team, well, they've all got their fans with them, and they're all celebrating. We'll start with the Hallam team first. What is their mindset going to be? What are they going to be thinking right now?
I think right now it will be disappointed. Obviously, we said they've got a lot to be proud of, but right now, you know, they got, it looked like it was over for them, and they got the ball back. All you want when you're playing sport is to have that final chance to go for it and have the ball in your hands. Yeah. They had that. They had 2 line-outs, both stolen. One, they got away with it, they got the penalty from, but to have 2 line-outs, both of them stolen, and not have that chance at the end, you know, they would have had the ball just about on Uni of's 22 with a real chance to go for it. They've been dangerous all afternoon, especially when they spin the ball out wide, and it's just, to lose in that fashion, I think will be so disappointing. They'll be gutted right now, and yeah, hopefully they'll get over it.
Part of them
soon.
will be proud though, right?
Yeah.
You'd be proud, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would be completely. I mean, like I said, to come back from such a massive loss last year, and also to come up against a team that had beat you last year and to go a try down, to come back, at points in that game they looked like they were going to win it. I mean, I remember speaking to you guys and saying behind the scenes about how impressive Hallam looked, especially going up against 13 men.
Well, there we go. Well, I mean, I'm going to have to cut you off because we've got the 2 captains down on the sideline.
And Conor Bragger, right, don't forget
and Conor Bragger, who's the main event. It's why we're all here, not to hear from the 2 captains, here to hear from Conor. But he has got them, and he's fantastic to hear those insights. Take it away, Conor.
Right, so I'm stood here with Ben, their Hallam captain. I mean, commiserations, mate, but what a performance by your side today.
For me, to be honest, that's just unreal from the boys. To go from a 70-point difference to 1 point in it, I really can't complain. The commitment, the heart, fair play to Uni of, they came out on top in the end, but I thought we were quality. Yeah, I have to say.
I mean, like you spoke about the performance obviously last year and the difference in the points. What do you think the difference was today? Was it literally just the heart and the soul?
We've been building for this all year. You know, from the start of the year, we've been thinking, where's the focus? Do we want to be embarrassed like we did last year? And honestly, throughout the year, the energy in the club has just grown. We're in a rebuild. You know, a few years ago we were a band, so now we're building back up, and you can see what impact it's had. So yeah.
I mean, you spoke about obviously all the hard work and stuff today, and that last moment there, I mean, did you truly believe you could nick that final point after that try, or was it all said and done at that point?
Yeah, we thought we were right in there. You know, with these 2 line-outs coming down, walking down the pitch, I thought that was going to be our moment. I thought we'd be the ones cheering and stuff, but, you know, it's tough to take, but like I say, it's all positives from me, because the boys, massive shift, and to say that we could have won it, and perhaps we could have, you know, it's a great performance.
Yeah, I'll let you go and be with your team right now, but what a performance by you, and we'll head back into the studio. Thank you very much, Ben.
Yes, thank you, Conor. We'll be back with you sooner rather than later. I mean, Harry, you wanted about how Hallam will be feeling right now. Adam, how will Uni of be feeling? Because obviously they battled their way back into it, but maybe they were expected to win by a bit more, you know, because I personally think Hallam were the better team in the second half.
Yeah, I agree. I think they'll obviously be feeling pleased that they won it. We've just seen that out on the pitch with all of them celebrating, but I think they will probably know they didn't play their best game. They could have, you know, I think they could have won and maybe not had that scare at the end when it looked like Hallam really could come up to score. So, yeah, I think there's plenty to work on for them, obviously, looking into next season, but still, they've got to be feeling pleased. They came out with a really tough win. It shows a lot of results that they were able to get back into it.
I mean, you can't walk every game, can you, Rugby?
No, of course
and that
not.
performance was grit. You know, that was grinding your way to a victory against a Hallam team that showed grit of their own.
Exactly. I mean, we saw them change tactics halfway through the game, going from trying to play their creative back play to go into more, well, I'd say like the ugly side of the game, the real kind of grit to move forward as with the forward pack. So to move like that and to win despite changing your game plan, yeah, they'll be happy with that.
Let's focus on some key moments of that first half then, second half, and we'll go back to Hallam's fast start, because I mean they ended the second half quickly and they started the second half even
massively.
quicker. You know, Union got down to 8 men, but Hallam, they really came out there to kind of put the gauntlet down their second half, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the Hallam fans were down that, and they got most of the action across both halves, really.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there was fast starts for whichever team was facing that way, but yeah, it really was just a mirror image of the first half. It felt, you know, whatever was said at half-time clearly had an effect because they came out. You know, they had Union wrestled. Union had a couple of cards that, you know, it was really, like we said for Union, the perfect start. But they just didn't get the points. They just didn't get the points to show for it immediately. And the game could have been very different if they had got that kind of, you know, points on the board earlier on, and they just weren't able to do that. And in the end, that did kind of bite them a bit.
Yeah, well, I agree. I think if they'd have taken advantage of the double yellow a little bit more, because to play against 13 men is massive. Like you should be scoring when you at the back of a scrum. The back line is pretty depleted when there's 2 men down, so they should have taken more advantage of that.
And we saw that in the scrum. You know, Hallam were winning some of those scrums, which they weren't doing in the first half. But let's spin on we're saying maybe Hallam didn't have their opportunities. Let's look at what Union did. You know, down to 30 men, they had 2. You know, they held the ball up on the first line, and they stopped them twice when Hallam were down their own by the try line, by that 5-yard line in the second half. That shows a lot about Union, the quality that they had to just stop them from scoring and getting points.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. The grit that was showed with 13 men, somehow I mean, of course they conceded, but that was always going to happen. The fact that they limited that damage as much as possible, it's really impressive, and they deserve the win today.
Okay, well, Conor Bagger, he's ready, back again, everyone, with one of the other captains down there, so Conor, take it away.
Right, so I'm joined by John and Joe next to me here. I mean, how are you guys feeling?
Yeah, we thought like we nearly threw it away then, but you know, it's an immense feeling. I've 3 years now, 3 wins, don't get any better than that.
No, it really doesn't get any better than that. I mean, and the support from the fans as well. It was great to hear you guys singing away.
Exactly, you've got to support your university, especially when it's a varsity game. I thought the fans were unbelievable today and the performance backed it up.
You know, we every game we've had this year, we've had an immense support. It's down to this man. He brings them down every single week. The loudest fans in our league, the loudest fans we've got, and it gives our job so much easier when you get noise on the side.
I mean, yeah, incredible. I mean, how did you keep your focus like throughout that entire game? Because that was a really tight game.
Do you know what? From last year when it was 80-odd points, it was, you know, credit to Hallam, to be fair, hell of a job from them to come back into it. He almost thought we chucked it away, but you know, you've got to keep resilient during the game. Out the season, you learn these different points. So it's
Yeah, I mean, incredible by both the players and the fans today, and that's contributed to Uni of Sheffield coming out on top. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you for that, Conor. Conor will be back actually later on for the women's game, which is coming up at Forge TV. That game kicks off at 6 o'clock, I think I'm right. I think that's right. Yeah, Charlie's pointing at me. Yeah, he's saying that's right. So yeah, that's 6 p.m. and Conor will be back for that one. So, you know, if you're loving the Conor content, stick around. But right now we're going to be talking about the rugby content on the field, and we're going to continue what we were talking about before we went to Conor. And we went to the way Union sort of built their way back into this game, because like we said, it was a really hard start for them, really tough, but they worked their way back into it, and they got the try when they needed it. And what did you see of that?
Yeah, I mean, it really was that forward dominance. It was keeping, like we said, at half-time, and even though they were down to 13 men, that strength in the forwards, they were able to keep the width. You know, you see a lot of teams when they go down to 13 men and they really shrink in defence, and you just see them walking out wide. But they were able to keep that discipline and that width in defence because they had such strength in the forwards. And then obviously that came in handy the other end when they were able to get back into it. But yeah, I think it just really speaks to, you know, we did see the Union heads drop a bit, around that time when they were down to 13. It really looked like Hallam were in the ascendancy, and they looked like mentally they were there. But that try just really re-galvanised, rejuvenated the Union players, and that kind of helped them give them that push for the end.
How key was that try?
Oh, massively, yeah, because at that point I think Hallam were winning. So to be able to turn that around, like it was so important. That's why I think they turned back to using their forwards and sticking to their strength, because from the get-go of the first half, actually, the Union forwards looked like they were like a level above, really. They were so strong, especially in the scrum. Every scrum, there was no contest, really. So to use your strengths in that kind of manner and steal back the win. Like, yeah,
we have to give credit to the coaching team, though, don't we, as well, because like we said, they're going to play a massive part, especially in that second half, and they clearly made the correct adjustments at the right time in the Union end to kind of get the game swung back in their way.
Yeah, definitely, and emptying the bench as well. I think the Union bench really helped them out here. We highlighted that as a strength before the game, and it did. It came good, and it was really when they started emptying the bench that we saw the Union get back into the ascendancy. A lot of, I guess, the first 20 minutes was played in that half of the field, but then, yeah, in the last 20 minutes when Hallam were trying to hold on, and even after Union had taken the lead through that penalty, I think, to kick off, to get in front, then they were still able to stay up that end. And I think, yeah, a lot of that, obviously, as you say, with the coaching adjustments, the replacements they brought on, it just really re-galvanised the team, and that was what was the difference in the end.
Yeah, I've not got much to add, to be honest. I think you're pretty much spot on.
Solid analysis there, Adam.
That's what you'd love to hear. No improvement. No improvement necessary.
Well, I guess that second half really, and I guess the whole game kind of shows how much of a momentum game rugby is.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
and how we can sit here and we can say, oh, this team's got this strength and this team's got this strength, but it's all about going through the phases, seizing your opportunities when the momentum's swing your way. Yeah. And I feel like both teams did that today, right?
Yeah, no, I agree. Like you say, as soon as one team had the momentum behind them, they looked unstoppable. And then the only thing that brought them back down actually was that loss of momentum. It didn't look like at all they were going to lose it, but all it takes is a yellow card. Like we saw, 3 yellow cards that game?
I think more. Was it 4 in there? Because there was
3 or 4 yellows.
Yeah,
it was those yellow cards that dictated the pace of the match, because if you've played rugby before, you'll know that as soon as you lose a player, even though it's gone from 15 to 14, that doesn't seem like a massive amount. You really feel it on the pitch, especially in scrums, because if your forward gets sent off for a bit, then obviously your back has to replace him in the scrum, so you leave that pocket out wide. So it can really kind of change the pace of the game, which is why the momentum shifted so much.
And I think that's why it was so crucial. I mean, the average points concession when you've got a yellow card is 7 points. So the fact that Union, yes, they did concede not too far into the second half, but they were able to keep it to 1, and then they were able to build back up when they did have the momentum. But I just think it's really those moments. I mean, we saw that right at the start of the game when Union dropped a ball that would have been a perfect walkover try. If they get that, it could be totally different. They could run away with it. It really could be more similar to last year, but they didn't. Hallam stayed in the game, and then we saw that back at the other end. There were a couple of key turnovers for Union, particularly with about 5 minutes to go. Hallam were battering down the door. It looked like they were going to get in. Will Baker at 10 had an amazing game for Hallam. He had a few times where he cut inside, obviously wants to put Norman through, wants to go for himself. It looked like it just needed one more of those and they would have gone through, but it was just that, that moment. Union get a turnover, and then, the rest is history. As we know, they go at the other end, score, put it beyond any doubt, and jobs are good.
Who were the standout performers for you today then? I mean, if you could pick one player, you picked out Will Baker. What about you?
I liked the fullback actually.
Who? Union or Hallam?
Hallam's fullback.
Jamie Rudd.
Jamie Rudd.
Yeah,
I thought he had a fantastic game. I think reliable from the spot. I think he missed a penalty in the first half, but it was from miles away. Other than that, he was pretty solid, I think. So you could give it to probably 15 of the players.
Fullback, giving up to a fullback, isn't it?
Yeah,
given the position, doesn't get recognised.
Fullbacks Union.
Yeah, exactly. What about you, Adam? Is it 10?
It was really those moments, Hallam, especially that one at the end of the first half, just to be able to, fix the defence with his eyes, run to the left, and then put the ball at the inside to James Norman to get the score. I think that really changed momentum. But honestly, like you say, there was lots. We didn't see who got the key turnovers in those moments for Union, but you can't. This game wouldn't have been won by either team if it weren't for the forwards. So I think both teams. It really was. We picked a couple of standout players, but it really was a team effort overall, and that's that's what rugby's about. And you can't. You've got to have the forwards and backs both working together, and different teams and different kind of sections were in ascendancy across the game. But overall, I think we saw the teams were pretty well matched, which is why we saw such a close.
I think it was a. I know the whole everyone team played well, but I think it was a forward show today, wasn't it? We spoke a lot about the backs. I think we spoke a lot about sort of the quality they can have, but today the forwards stole the show, with the battering the door down and the physicality. So really, they're the man. What do you think? They're the man of the match.
Yeah, I think particularly the Union of Sheffield forward pack, pick any of them, because to work as a unit consistently over the 80 minutes like they have, they never really looked weak. Even when 2 of them are missing, they only conceded a try. So to play like that, I mean, it's quality.
Yeah, and I've just got to give a shout out actually to the Hallam replacement, number 9 Fisher. That try at the end, you know, it did look. At that point they were 10 points ahead. It looked like it was done and dusted, and that was really what brought them back into it. It was such individual piece of skill. They threatened to go the length of the field or the length of the half a few times, and they didn't quite manage it. But that to bounce off all of the players and again have that massive hunger just to get over the line, just to really fight, get your team in it. You've not won for 7 years. It's just that desire to make the try. Get the try out of something, it doesn't matter what, and he did it, and it was a shame that it wasn't kind of the basis that they couldn't then go down the other end and try really batter down the line again. But I do, obviously it was a forwards show, but I do have to highlight him because he made that exciting end.
I mean if he was fit today, he could maybe have a different story because he scored 34 points for the local Sheffield club here, and that's incredible. So I think
in one game, it's just crazy number. Yeah, and
he showed his quality.
He did. He really did. I mean, to be fair, it's worth mentioning, by the way, that we were expecting Hallam to play like a nasty game, like a kind of a gritty game. They ended up playing some of the cleaner rugby out there today. We saw some really good breaks down the left and right wings in the first half, and also good breaks down in the second half as well. So compared to Uni of, who are doing a lot of forward play, a lot of kind of the gritty stuff. So maybe we're not so.
I didn't want to highlight that analysis for you after the fact. Actually, I think but we absolutely saw that early on. But very quickly, like you say, they did. Both teams, I guess, not regressed, but kind of focused on what they were really strong at, and that maybe wasn't where because we were going off what the captains had said. The captains thought, for Uni of that it would be about spreading it wide, and for Hallam it would be about playing it up the middle. So it surprised them as much as anyone else, and as much as us in the end.
That just shows you can't predict it. Really shows what jobs are needed, to be honest.
Don't say that.
Oh no, we'll still get a job after this. But it's been fantastic coverage. A fantastic game out there. It's been a pleasure being next to you both. Thank you for joining us, and to Connor, who is now in the studio but has been down on the sidelines down with us. So it's a brilliant coverage. Don't forget as well, do hang around because coming up at 6 p.m. So I'm assuming about 5:40, the Forge coverage will start. We have got the women's rugby that is going to end off the coverage here for Forge at Sports Park. But thank you so much to everyone who's watched, and we will see you then.